Beverage was actually the person I first learned Puyo with, like maybe 10 years ago when we both lived in West Virginia.
Wow.
It's been a minute.
There you go, starting on Tetris. It's like both going just for a one wide well here.
Yep. TruthThe9 has an eyepiece dependency, and he has an eyepiece to plug it, but it looks like he's just going for a center well instead.
Beverage has that full Tetris clear on the swap. It's going to be a lot of garbage.
Just something to dirty up his opponent's field at the start, so give him a little bit of a head start and an easier play field to work with.
Looks like Truth trying to dig out immediately, not trying to
I can tell you're really experienced at Puyo. Dealing with a messy field, it's kind of hard to build chains around it.
This 3-chain just layering on the garbage here.
TruthThe9 tanks it in Puyo.
Stack isn't looking too great. He does have 2 I's, or 2 O's rather.
Yep.
That cleans it up a little bit.
Both players have a few holes, but it's nothing too problematic. Excuse me.
It seems like both have kind of stabilized their Tetris fields, but Beverage much, much better off on the Puyo side here. TruthThe9 has just been digging the entire game ever since the first swap.
Yeah, you're right.
He hasn't been able to set up anything himself, and now
Beverage is getting consistent 3 chains, and he's utilizing swap combos.
That could just be it.
Nothing devastating, but consistently overpowering. Okay, now TruthThe9 has to win in 21 seconds, or else this match is over.
That's all. That's hard.
Beverage has enough real estate on his Tetris board that he could literally just stall out the timer if he wanted. And we're done. Like, one of the most hype things in this game is when you have a dead board in the background but can still pull off the victory on the front.
Yeah.
The timer scams in this game are real.
A little sloppy stack here, I think, on Beverage's side. Not looking.
I think he's more just throwing groups of 3 together to try and make use of as the opportunity presents itself than he is trying to build elaborate chains. But that's still a 4-chain, so nothing to sneeze at.
Yeah.
Looks like TruthThe9 is just stacking on the sides.
That garbage, though.
Trying to make use of it later. Yeah. Tetris RNG is real.
Beverage has the defense, though. He got that.
It almost looked like Beverage put the T piece in a place where he meant to put the L piece and just forgot that that was in his hold box. Or maybe he tried to hold it and it just didn't happen. I don't know. Beverage going for a very vertical chain.
She has to set up now with that garbage incoming.
Well, nothing yet. About even on Tetris.
Beverage looking a little bit better, though.
Yeah. He needs to do something about column 9 to get it.
He needs to do it again, though. Oh, that's so much garbage.
All right, well,
he has to clear a little bit.
Yeah, he has enough room to work with when they go back, unless Beverage buries him on the swap.
Which is possible.
So just a 2-chain.
Nothing really obvious as to...
But I feel like if Beverage just keeps getting 2 and 3 chains, it's just going to keep covering him up. TruthThe9 has to make very, very meaningful decisions in where he puts his next 2 Tetris pieces. It looks like he's got the down stack.
He actually had a swap combo going on that was really eliminating a lot of the garbage from Beverage.
Yep.
Which allowed him to get this far.
Never give up.
Beverage still trying to make something out of these Puyos he has stacked. That should be only 2. They're not really stacked in a way that's conducive to longer chains.
And it seems like they're both going for small Puyo chains, but Beverage is building more vertically, so it's harder to cover him up. Ooh.
Unfortunately, that's a lot of garbage. One more
Can he
line.
spin it over? Can he spin it over?
Not quite.
I cannot.
First game going to Beverage, but that was very close.
Yep.
Once again, just going for the one wide wells, it seems. Pretty much the standard strategy if you just have played Tetris casually.
Yep. Or even if you played the old version seriously. Tetris has changed a lot.
Just those 4 garbage blocks making it just a little ugly.
Yep.
Chain. I like the idea, I think, behind Truth's chain here, and that'll be a lot. That's a big 3 chain.
So I think it's unfortunate to use a 3 chain on the swap back to Tetris, because that usually doesn't mean anything in Tetris, unless that they're already very high up. But a 3 chain in Puyo at this level can take you like a full swap to dig out of it.
Yeah. There's a lot of wasted resources that your opponent can spend on further offense.
And it's just something that's hard to keep track of, even if you're kind of familiar with both games. Like knowing how to utilize the swap timer to your advantage is something that really only comes with experience in this particular game.
Yeah. It's a completely new concept to the genre, which is interesting. And the garbage placed in a pretty poor spot.
Beverage decides to eat up some of his chain. It's a little bit precarious to be that high in column 3, which is probably why he's taking care of it now.
That was a huge 2 chain.
He's cut off.
That's it. That 2 chain with something like 9 blocks in the second chain, so.
Puyo, Puyo.
Some semblance of a stare from Beverage. This is the first time we've seen.
Yeah, but he refuses to learn. I know. He just shrugs at me.
Players kind of trading 2 chains, but this will be a lot of garbage.
Yeah, he does
on
have
the
a swap combo loaded, but nothing on his Tetris board to make use of it. Of course, I say that. See, like he knows the intricacies of this particular game. Just doesn't know a lot of high-level patterns for either individual game. So it's kind of an interesting style to watch. Like he'll make use of swap combos and using the background board to clear Tetrises, as you're about to see. And to be honest, that can carry you a long way in swap mode.
Yeah.
Like if you are at least decent at both games, but you really know how the 2 games interact on swap mode, you can steal a lot of games against players who may know one game particularly well.
Once again, a large 3 chain.
Yep, that's a rock above TruthThe9, but he fights it off fairly well.
Somewhat. It's still going to take a lot here in Tetris.
4 lines ain't too bad.
Doesn't really have a clear way to downstay. He needs that eye block, but then he can't open up the Tetris. It'll only be 3. Whereas Beverage looks really, really nice on his side.
Yep. Still a very even game. TruthThe9 loads the swap combo. Doesn't have too much to use with it.
Fends off the 2 chain now, and it's a 3 chain, a large 3 chain. TruthThe9 going to be taken in Puyo, actually. That's
Beverage Beverage decides to tank it in Puyo, even though his Tetris field was pretty clear.
yeah. That could be a situation where you're
it can
not
be,
watching the timer.
Yeah, and it can be hard to fight the urge to just keep playing as fast as possible so that you just keep building more ammo.
These Tetrises defending each other. TruthThe9's board looking really scattered now, though.
Yeah, the Beverage is very high up. Like a few 2-chains would really choke Beverage up there at the top of the screen.
He has to build them fast, though. He doesn't have anything set up, really.
All right, now he's a little more clear.
That's a lot on the swap. Swap combo gets started. Only one, though. 2. I always forget how long the swap combo lasts. It's a really wide range.
TruthThe9 having a few misdrops, making holes at the top of his stack, which is probably going to get serious soon. I imagine they're pretty close to margin time, if not in it already.
Yeah, that 2-chain sending a lot of garbage. 2 full lines is definitely within the margin time here. And that extra garbage going to stack up pretty quickly. But neither of them really connecting more than a 1-chain. And this Tetris might actually decide it.
He should go for the kill now, Beverage.
The Tetris might just do it. 4 lines.
I mean, once you get that high up, it becomes kind of difficult to maneuver your pieces around.
Survive one more swap, though. Back to Puyo.
The swap timer is down to 21 seconds to start.
Once again, just 1 combos on Beverage side. He doesn't have much longer than that.
Yep. I mean, it really looks like TruthThe9's in a better position to make chains out of what he has.
These greens will be a long chain.
Yeah.
This will be a lot.
Ugh.
Yep, a 4-chain on the swap might. Well, it takes in Tetris, though. Should be fine. TruthThe9 still has to survive in Tetris.
Oh man, he should have plugged the hole with that orange piece. Because now it's looking really rough. If he can survive 5 more seconds, it'll be okay. But no, he doesn't make it.
Beverage taking a close set. It was looking like Truth was actually in a good spot there, but
I mean, he won all, if not most, well, most if not all of the rounds. But that was a fairly even battle. So good job to both players. Hey, Beverage, report your results and then tell us if you. Yeah. Thanks.
and it's always fun, regardless of skill level, to see an even match, though.
Yeah, and especially like how they adapt to the situation when one board becomes dire.
That's how the really interesting parts of the game is.
Like,
really
stalling out the timer is such an important tactic in swap mode, and you need to recognize when you have to do it. And you get so much room to do it in Tetris as well. Like, it's a stack that's 20 rows high, so you get a whole lot of screen space.
And then you can hold it at the bottom.
Yeah, you can
rotate it a bit, and then you hold it, and you get another one.
You get exactly 15 rotations in place before the piece locks. So if you count it out to 14 and like do it as slowly as possible, and then switch out to your hold box, you can stall out a really long time, even if you're at like the top 3 rows of the screen. Are they keeping you on the station? All right. Wait, say that again. Could pull up the camera and get a better view of the venue. That's Marvel back in the corner.
Yeah.
When does top 24 start for that? 10 o'clock?
Yeah, I believe it's tonight.
All right, we got more Puyo matches behind us. Let me move this around. Main stage.
They got Skullgirls going on right now.
It's on the left. Anything?
Nothing right now. I don't
All right. Catherine was on there earlier.
Yeah, we had Catherine 7. We had Gundam Versus earlier. That was pretty cool. Skullgirls up now.
Yep. Let me put this down and go check with the bracket runner. It looks like the next match might be Steelix and Wumbo. Yes, it is. So this should be pretty nice.
Yeah. Saying Wumbo, the strong Tetris player, and Steelix we saw earlier, very strong both games.
Yeah.
Maybe more favored on Puyo as far as his history goes. But
yeah. Steelix is excellent at Puyo and very strong at Tetris. Wumbo is excellent at Tetris. I'm not so sure about his Puyo. Again, like I said earlier, this might come down to whether, like, which game the match starts on. Because Wumbo can center forward wide very consistently, and that's always something to contend with, swap mode or not.
Yeah.
But if he never gets the time to build it and fire it off, it's not going to matter.
There's not a whole lot that can defend against a forward well other than a forward well of your own. Because at a certain point, you just can't build a Puyo chain out long enough to counter it.
Yep. Literally. I've gotten a lot of laughs from that one Twitch clip of S2 playing Puyo against a 4-wide player who always converts the 4-wide into a perfect clear at the end. It's disgusting.
Yep.
Tetris is disgusting, and if you play it, you should you should be disgusted at yourself. All right. Okay. Let me straighten this out a little bit. Whoop.
And I'd imagine this is somewhat far in the bracket at this point.
Actually, I don't even know if that's plugged in. They're asking if the mix amp is working.
I would think it should be.
Let me scoop this in real quick.
Astro, the wonderful sponsor, handing out these mix amps for all the setups. Allowing players to just plug in headsets and listen to the game audio.
Is it good? All right.
Yeah, like I was saying, I feel like this is decently far in the bracket, somewhere like winners, quarters, or semis maybe.
Not so much because Wumbo was like a last-minute addition, so like he never got seeded. He just got slotted into a bye.
Interesting.
So I would have probably pegged him as 3rd seed for this tournament.